if you want to kick us off, Chris, you can start warming us up, doing your voice exercises or whatever you need.
I will. I would sing, but everybody would leave, so we're not going to do that. I will simply say, welcome to night 2. Sometimes they say the sequel is not as good as the original. Tonight will be the sequel. It will be much better than the original. That I can guarantee just from the conversations that we have now. Seeing all these beautiful faces out there. Hopefully you have drinks because the drinking game still continues. Like, we will talk over each other at times, except for in the breakout rooms. There she is. Atta girl. I see it. That's vodka in there. I know. But when we talk over each other, you take a drink. When you run out, it's okay. Welcome to night 2. Thank you so much for being here. Gary kind of nailed it yesterday when we were signing off. Is how awesome that this group of panelists is to get together and to share their expertise like they did yesterday, and they will in their breakouts tonight. Just to try to help everybody out. That's kind of the beautiful thing of it all. But before I get too far, I mean, because he can't go under the radar, the heart of this whole thing, I just got to bring Gary to the front, even though he said at the beginning, this whole thing was Tamara's idea, which is amazing, straight from the Source's Mouth podcast. But we would be done if Gary didn't bring us together and get us set up the way he did. So, Gary, please just take a curtsy or something. I don't even know what to say.
I get that's what you think of me. Thank you, Chris. That's really cool. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. This is a real fascinating topic to me. I'm interested both, personally, and to be able to share the time with the level of coaches that we're dealing with here is a privilege. So I'm thrilled to be able to do it. And I hope for everyone who's joining, you're welcome, and welcome tonight too. I'm super pleased to be the person in the background, but you all get to be the ones asking the questions. So use the time, enjoy it. This is going to be a great session. And thank you, Chris. I get the acknowledgement.
Bring it sexy back, as we said earlier before they came on. That's for sure. It's not just
never really left for me, Chris. Never really left for me. It never left.
See, man, I can't wait till you do stand up. Tonight we're gonna have 2 different sessions of breakout sessions. We're gonna have 4 in about 15 minutes, and those will last for about 40 minutes, and then they will break off again. So to start, I think should just go around and maybe talk about what it is that everybody's going to be saying. But I think the first group will be start with Sabrina, correct? You're in the first group, and what will we be covering?
Hello, everyone. My name is Sabrina, and I'm the head coach of the Love Train Company. And my session is going to be about the 5 things you need to know before you commit to someone, and that looks like putting a ring on it, getting engaged, moving in together, having kids together. The things you need to know about that person that you're saying I do. So that's going to be my session. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you. And then Christopher Lewis, Mr. Dating Intelligence, will be a part of the first session too. What are you going over, bud?
Hey, thanks, Chris. So I will be discussing on how to stay in your dating lane. It's pretty much on, finding that person that's compatible for you, finding that person when you start dating to find that perfect fit, that match for you, and teaching you how to let go of certain things and teach you how to gain certain things. So that's what we will be discussing. So it'll be like the preliminary of all the other things everyone will be discussing. And that's just, I'll be doing the intro and they'll be filling in all the blanks.
Staying in your lane, especially in LA traffic, is almost impossible. So I am going to need your guidance. Give me a Tesla. And then Allison Jane will also be a part of the first group. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
You're welcome.
For anyone
what are we covering?
For anyone who saw the schedule, and there's been a change between Shell and I, so I'm going to go first, and Shell is hopefully going to join us later. So I'm not going to be talking about the G-spot, but I will be talking about sex. So how to be a goddess in the bedroom, doing the whole new naked thing, getting intimate again after divorce.
Perfect. And then to round out the first 4, speaking of LA traffic, we'll go with Andre Paradis. What's up, bud?
Hey guys, I'm in Los Angeles. LA traffic for sure. I was just in it. So I teach relationship building, what it takes to build a long-term, healthy, loving, fulfilling relationship. So we're going to talk about what that looks like. We're going to talk about the 3 C's the 3 C's you have to have in order to create a long-term relationship, and ultimately understanding energetically, what pulls us together? What makes a man commit? Ladies, what makes a man go on one knee and say, be my wife? Blank, right? It's like, you don't know. And so again, you have to understand there's the things we don't know that are tricky. The things you don't know that gets in your way. So I will bring those pieces in, and plus we're going to do Q&A, so it'll be fun.
I don't know a lot, so a lot gets in my way. So that sounds about right to me. So that'll round out the first session, and then the second session, Trevor, and we'll be a part of that. Trevor, I'm seeing all these faces. I feel like it's like, remember Romper Room? I feel like I need a magic mirror.
No. Brady Bunch.
Yeah, there you go.
Like the Brady Bunch. Okay. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Your world.
Okay.
Roll
Fantastic.
with it.
Oh, good, because I'm super excited. I'm Trevor Brandon Scharf. I am a life coach, dating coach, and relationship coach, former fitness professional, author, and marriage first timer at 51. And we are going to be cracking the code to finding love and yourself and your greatness. We're going to do it all in 30 minutes-ish, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to tell you what I know. I'm going to give you my keys, my combo to how I did it, okay? Because I was out there in the trenches for, 50 years, right? So I know a thing or two. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And I'm super excited to do this because I feel very strongly about my techniques and my strategies. And listen, I wasn't single for all these years for nothing, right? It's got to be for some things. You are all the beneficiaries, and get ready, because we're going to get down to business. Get a pen and paper. Coach Trevor here does not mess around. We're going to get right to work. So I'll see you a little later.
Coach Trevor does not mess around.
No, she does
not. I'm glad
Don't work with Coach Trevor.
Look, I'm glad we're besties. I'm just glad we're besties. I'm just going to go with that because I'm not messing with you. That's for sure. And then in the other breakout session later on, I think it's the power couple that we'll go with. We'll go with Doc, Harmony, and Kevin, huh?
Yes. So we're just here to share how to have true love and how to have your Prince Charming and how to 22 years later still have that spark, and the practical application of all this wisdom here that these coaches are sharing, and how when you apply it, it shows up and it just makes for a fantastic way of being and relationship.
So really, we're going to tell you how to keep it hot and juicy and spicy for 22 years, and that, how to flirt, keep flirting, and how to be romantic with someone and create that new romantic. How to get her to say yes.
I mean, that's how I like my Mexican food too. Hot and spicy. It's good. It works out well for me, and I'm a big fan. But I think we said last night, if all you guys were here last night, then you know that Gary and I will be storming the halls like homeless kids, sneaking into their breakout, just kind of, hey, how are you? What's going on?
So again, I can add something on that point. For the speakers that are not speaking in the first round, we're going to stay here in this main room, and we're going to have kind of an Ask Me Anything. They're not going to necessarily share content, but they will be able to answer any question if you just want to ask it. So the Ask Me Anything of the speakers who are not in breakout rooms will stay in this main room, and then we'll switch the speakers. So you'll see once the breakout rooms open, but we're almost ready to go. And go ahead and ask questions. Really get the value of this. I don't know how else to say it in a more straight way. This is really valuable content. Ask questions. Don't be shy. You have your whole life to be shy. This is not one of the times to be shy. So use it, pull towards yourself, get the content, get the questions you have off your chest. You may never get to ask them again, and these are people that are trained professionals to be able to answer them. So definitely go ahead and be brazen, be bold, get your questions answered, and have a listen to what everyone has to say.
The number one thing that I think in this is everyone's here to help you out, and you're going to gain the knowledge they have, just in talking to them over the past couple of weeks. I'd say there's a saying, say if you're the smartest one in the room, you need a new room. I don't need a new room. I'm good. They've definitely taught me a whole bunch of awesome stuff, like they will you guys. Ask the questions so you can customize it to fit the things that you're going through and the things that you're trying to learn. They're amazing.
You should now notice there will be a breakout room button, and you can go ahead and click on that breakout room button and choose your breakout room. I think this is the part where, Chris, if you want to facilitate a little bit of the Q&A. Okay, Kevin's showing us. I think he's showing he brought his own partner. Very good. There we go. Okay, and she's not happy about it. Now you've caused
Not at all. Not at all. Like that, you are going, there's going to be, you're in trouble. Like you are going to need one of the breakout rooms after this.
It's not true. He's just, oh, dear. Okay, the whole thing's gone. Now
It's gone. All right. Inmates running the asylum.
Ooh, that got a little bit hotter than I thought it was going to get. Someone's
That's hysterical.
I was, hey, we're on video, honey. It's not that kind of video, but hey.
No, he actually moved into Andre Paradis' room, so it's all good. I thought he actually just.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Oh man,
he's one of our. Him and Raul, we all go racing together. So
okay, so this is your crew. I got you.
This is your crew, yeah. What do you race, Kevin?
Well, we do the. Have you ever heard of the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Yeah,
so that's where the breathing exercises before you give birth.
Right.
yeah.
We don't do the French race of the 24 Hour Le Mans, but in the United States we have a very similar race called the 24 Hours of Lemons. It's where you buy a $500 car and you go race it for 24 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
So like, Kit, do you throw a spin on it? Like the loser, you burn that car in the middle of the desert or something like that?
If you ever get a chance to YouTube it or pull it up, the themes that they show up with, like ours is a 1985 BMW 535, and it's got the tiger teeth on it with Gatling guns on top.
That's awesome.
It's a full-blown party where race breaks out.
With all the Beamer emblems taken off and put Ford Falcon on it and Redneck Rampage Racing. And so
that's
it's tons
awesome.
and tons of fun. It's the best racing ever.
When do you guys do it? Like I assume same time every year?
It's all over the United States. It happens multiple times.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's everywhere from California to Georgia to you name it. Yeah. So that's awesome. One of the races that we do. And some of our racing crew is here tonight to be a part of that. And so it's a lot of fun. We race that, and then we've got an eco-friendly green car that we built. That's a Lotus 7 replica. That is probably one of the fastest Lotus 7 replicas in the world.
It is the best.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Like, wait till
so
you
Chris,
meet Uncle
I don't really know much about you. I would like to hear a little bit about you. I've heard about
just kind of a clown. Tamara and I met just on I think it was like one of the podcast sites on Facebook, and just kind of went on each other's show. I do Swipe Wrong podcast, and that's how she kind of got me together with all you amazing people. My background is I did stand up for a little while. I did mortgages for a little while, retail for a little while. I'm like Kung Fu. I like walk the earth and just don't really expect much. But the main thing right now is just the Swipe Wrong podcast. I catch some of the most interesting stories, man, from people on the online dating sites. Like there's one. There you go. Do you know her?
Yeah. Hey, Michelle, everyone went into breakout rooms. You want me to give you a rundown of what your options are?
So hold up. She was just joining on the audio. She may not have heard you. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome. Good to see you. Harmony, do you want to just ask that question again so Michelle knows what we're doing?
Hey, Michelle. So there's 2 sets of breakout rooms tonight. How are you, love? And so this is just a main room to hang out and ask questions, or there's breakout rooms with some great coaches. So you have Christopher Lewis, who's talking about the dating intelligence and how to stay in your dating lane. You have Sabrina La Vista, who's talking about how you know when it's a yes in your relationship. Allison Jane, who does EFT tapping, and she's going to talk about the new naked. Did I get that right, people? Okay, good.
Yes.
Naked. And sexuality on probably an energy level, if I had to guess. And then Andre Paradis, who's just fantastic. He's a sterling man, and he comes from Allison Armstrong as a coach as well. So those are your choices.
Or you can stay here and ask
Or
questions.
you could just,
hang out
Stay
with us.
If you want to choose,
we're
if
awesome.
you want to choose one of those breakout rooms, you just click the breakout room button and choose a room. But I'm going to ask you to unmute so we can say hi to you, and you can ask any questions. Hello.
Hello. I'd like to stay with you guys.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, we're
So
a cool crew.
We are the cool kids.
Yeah, and not many people know this, but Alison Jane is talking about the new naked, but over here we do the old naked.
Yeah.
We old school. We just old school.
I mean, literally Will Ferrell in Old School streaking to the KFC. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just wanted to give an update real quick. Shell has stitches, 3 in the upper lip, 2 in the bottom. Teeth are next. She's
Oh,
to make it. So.
Okay, so we may want to give her some space there. Tell her to take care of herself. Don't.
Yeah. She said she won't be here. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so just let's adapt that. I will change the lineup, and what we can do is keep that room as a separate one. If anyone wants to go back into the room, they can ask.
Just call it timeout. We can call that room timeout. So like people get a little too out of control.
I guess, but everybody could practice the new naked there if they wanted.
They could practice
a new movement on Zoom.
Didn't we see that about 5 minutes ago on here or something like that? I think we did.
Oh my God,
Okay.
Gary and Chris, you are killing me. You are just killing me, man. I want to hang out here forever.
And Trevor, this is the room, you know? When you're going to go into your room, you're like, I'm breaking out of my room.
No, this is where the action is.
Who's got a question? Who'd like to ask the panel a question? But this is gold here. You can't buy this kind of airtime.
Oh.
Who's got a question? Danielle, Michelle, the person on the iPhone. Who's got a question? Just raise your digital hand or...
Let's just say if you do have a question at any point, just raise your hand. We'll see it. And we'll be like, hey, there's the question on aisle 7. Let's go to that one.
Even if not a question, like the topic. If you want someone to speak, you could even, is the chat open? Could we have them?
It is. It is wide open.
They could write in the chat if you want to hear from someone more.
So Trevor, Michelle wasn't here last night. You want to give your introduction about your book and
good idea.
Y'all might have a lot of similarities. Michelle's like one of my dearest friends. So
okay, hi Michelle.
Hi.
Hey there. Hey. I'm Treva, Brandon Scharf, and thank you for the intro, Harmony. That's so sweet. You two are adorable, by the way. You remind me a little bit of me and my husband. Although we're a few years behind you, but you guys have a great vibe and a really cool groove and excellent compatibility and chemistry. And you know what? I dig you a lot. I hope we can be friends after this.
That would be good.
Absolutely.
Stay in touch. Okay. So Michelle, I'm a life coach and dating coach and relationship coach. And I was a marriage first timer at 51. I got married for the first time at 51. Which was 9 years ago. Just FYI, I'm 60. I know you've all been wondering how old is this chick?
You look amazing. Holy cow! I thought you were in your 40s.
Oh my God! I love you so much now, even more.
Yeah, there's no way. First of all, I'm no guessing that ever. I would have never said 60 because I thought I'd get punched in the throat for one. But there's no way you look that either.
I think she sleeps in a refrigerator.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Yes, we're definitely going to be friends because I want to know all your secrets now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I soak in formaldehyde. Actually, I'm just kidding. Anyway. So I got married at 51 and I started a blog when I got engaged because I thought this is really a trip, man, because who gets married at 50? And I should mention my husband also is a marriage first timer and he's 6 years older than me.
Oh,
so so it's not just my weird story, it's our weird story. I met my male counterpart, for lack of a better word. So we're kind of new at this relationship thing. And I don't, even though I'm a certified relationship coach, the truth is that, and I'm an only child, I should also mention, I'm a super single specialist. So that's sort of my jam. I can tell you everything you need to know about being single. I had it down, baby. I know all the tricks. I got all the inside track. And finally, but you know what, I was single for a super long time, and most of it I enjoyed, but there were times I didn't, and really did want to get married and didn't understand why it was taking so long. And then I understood why it was taking so long. And then I actually met someone who just loved me up. And I went, oh my God, I think I had it in me all along. You know, it's something you think you're missing, right? You're missing something. You're really not. It's in you. It's in you the whole time. You just don't know it. So I didn't know it. And he kind of brought it out. And then all of it sort of fell into place, you know, all the, you know, the struggle and the challenges and the heartache and heartbreak. And here I go. I started a blog, and then the blog turned into a podcast. The podcast turned into a book. Here it is.
Yep, bring it in. Done being single.
And yeah, and this just came out in March. So it's all in the book. I go into great detail about how I got married. What did I do? Who did I have to become? And like I said, it was a journey. It was a labor of self-care, as I like to say, and a labor of self-love. And thank you. I'm on this panel because of it. I should have thanked my husband. You guys should thank my husband for marrying me, because otherwise, I'd have no story. or book or blog or podcast.
Pretty sure he got the good end of the deal. Gary, did you just raise your hand? Is that what that was?
I did. I raised my hand. That was to give you a virtual high five. No, it wasn't for that. I wanted to just welcome Woody. We have a new entrant here. Woody, welcome, Woody. We saw you join, and we have a bunch of breakout rooms. And if you look in the chat, I'm going to post what the topics of the breakout rooms are so you can join. There's still a little bit of time left. They've got about another 15 minutes in those breakout rooms. If you want to join one, if you don't, you can stay with us. In about 15 minutes, we're going to close the breakout rooms and open up a new set where Kevin and Harmony are going to go into one, Trevor's going to go into one, and we're going to create the next round. So stay with us or choose a breakout room. Both work, but I did want to make sure you were welcomed, and I wasn't raising my hand to give a virtual high five. That wasn't.
Well, but both could be true. Both could be true. No, both.
And Woody, also, if you have questions for the panel, you're more than welcome to ask questions for us here, and we'll all do our very best to give you the answer that may be best for you.
Gary and I will make a joke out of it, and the rest will give you a serious answer. So,
I do have a question for Trevor. May I?
Yeah.
Of course.
So, Trevor,
fire away. Yeah.
In your transition as a woman, what do you think was the most challenging aspect of going from singlehood to a married relationship? Or did you it sounds like you were pretty open to going, like, I loved how you made the comment, oh gosh, I'm single so long, I better look at me, right? Kind of something like that. Or were you just super prepared and had kind of knocked all that out the way?
And let me expand on that just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, evidently being an athlete,
yeah,
you were very independent. You were very physically strong and powerful. So you come into a relationship with a lot of power, with a lot of, you know, I've handled 50 years of my life by myself. I don't need nobody to show me what to do. So what did that show up like, and what was that like for you?
I was full alpha mode.
Oh, wow.
When I met my husband, and only knew that. And what's crazy is that I'm actually and we were talking about feminine energy, masculine energy last night. I wanted to pipe up and say something, because I do feel like, I'm sorry, I'm really old school when it comes to traditional gender roles. I'm just going to say, I'm a feminist, but when it comes to dating, I don't think feminism really has a place in romance, at least the kind that I grew up knowing. And sorry, I'm super old school.
Yeah.
I think actually feminism. So I'm all for being a strong, independent woman. It did not serve me. I mean, it served me as a single woman for a really long time. And again, I'm an only child. This is what I know. It was like, these were survival skills I learned very early on, right? To take care of myself and be self-reliant. But it did not serve me in relationships. I had to let go. I had to learn how to collaborate and compromise and let go of control and stop and think of we, not me, and I'm not like me as in like, I can take care of it. I can do it. I can fix it. I can actually, it's been a nice experience letting a man do it and letting him step in and be his masculine self. And I don't always have to run shit. I don't always have to be in control. And that was a fucking relief. It was like, wow, this thing you call partnership is just, it's a mind blower.
This sounds so much like what Kevin and Harmony were kind of talking about, their sword fighting in the beginning and stuff like that. The journey sounds pretty similar. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, well, that's what I was asking, because I didn't know if with her, she's with being an athlete, being, and being older, we hopefully get a little wiser with being older, and we were younger, so in our 30s, and it just took a lot of sword fighting. But once I let go, I love what you said. I mean, my anxiety went down, my stress levels went down, I smiled more, I played more.
Me too.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't have to lay in bed and go, she got a sword over there.
Like, it was just, wow.
Being in a healthy, solid, stable relationship / marriage is kind of like that trust exercise that that old cliche trust exercise they do in corporate where you close your eyes and you fall backwards and you hope to God that you're going to be caught.
Yeah.
That was me. I've never had anybody catch me. So I took a leap of faith with this thing. I mean, when he proposed, I said, what is that you're saying? That these words, I've never heard them before. What is it? And I was so hard baked in being single that I was nervous to let go and try something new. And I'm so glad I did, because look what's happened. So yes, there's a leap of faith involved. It's scary, man. It's, partnership, letting go of control freak over here. Very, very scary letting go, which is part of what I'm going to talk about tonight, because it's everything. Surrender is as important as effort. I said this last night. I'm telling you, it's as much part of the code, as hard work. Letting go and having faith and trusting is fucking hard.
Yep.
Are you single, Chris?
You think anybody? Yeah, they'd be like, "Wait a second, bro. Do you ever stop?" And no,
Too
really.
bad you don't live here. I would fix you up in a heartbeat.
I am in the Midwest. I am in right now. I'm in northern Indiana, but I go back to California. Well, shoot, I'm from Manhattan Beach, so all my family's out there. Yeah.
Well, next time you come out to LA, I'm going to hook you up.
Okay, I will be out there. I will be out there. Actually, I'll be in Tahoe in a couple of weeks, but I think I'll be in LA around October. So you, me, and Christopher for sure have to get together.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we got to get the LA career off. Thank you. I'm glad there's filters, because that would be blushing. I'm 45.
Okay. All right. You're a little younger.
Yeah, that's all right.
Most of the women I know are a little older.
So that's all right.
You like older women?
I like women, so we'll put that there. I am non-discriminatory. Right. We'll just hug it out like we're an entourage.
Okay. They love you. Holy shit.
Well, Trevor, you're my new bestie. As a matter of fact, I sent my number directly to you just so we keep in touch. I don't know if you saw it in the chat or not. Yeah, it's in the chat. You should.
All right, I'll get to work.
All right. That's Gary, stop being jealous over there. I know it. I'm not going to tell Sabrina. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm up in Canada. I feel just jealous of the whole California thing. I kind of want to come down there for just the sun and the sand. But who's got a question? Anyone from the audience got a question that they want to pose to our speakers, our coaches, our panel members? Oh, Michelle. Michelle has a question. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so Trevor, I heard what you said, and I was married once, and I have now an ex-husband and children who are like 27 and 28 years old, and I never really even tried to get close to being married again, because I felt like it was like the greatest experience ever. And so I'm really happy to be in this conversation, y'all. So what did you give up first? What happened first? Did you feel safe first, or you got an attractive offer first, or did they happen at the same time?
Okay,
Was
great
safety even a part of it for you?
No, because I provide my own safety, you see. This is what being a perpetually, chronically single person does. She's totally self, reliant. No, I'll tell you what I did. I quit. I gave up.
Mhm.
I had just about enough. And the last breakup I had before meeting my husband was it. I was done. I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to be, excuse my language, by the way. I was
If
done.
you spell it with a PH, it's okay.
Okay. I know.
Yeah, you're
this
good.
was really,
You're good.
this was super important to the story. Cause I just thought I've had enough. And you know what? I'm going to be single forever. And that's going to be just fine. And I set out to be the happiest single person I could be. And that's what happened. I did. I became the happiest single person I could be. And lo and behold, I wasn't single for much longer after that. So releasing my death grip on marriage and men and love was extremely liberating. It was scary, but in a way, it was the only thing I had left, and that freed me. So does that kind of answer the question? So yeah, I quit first, and then everything changed. The whole energy changed.
I love it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just see if we got a follow up there, Michelle. You were muted.
No, that's great, Trevor. Thank you for that info.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
All right, Gary, we got about 5-10 more minutes. Is that what we got?
No, we still have a little while. They got about 20 minutes left.
I can't keep time. You said 9, right? God, and you know what? I can even have it in front of me right here in this blurred screen. My apologies, sir.
I know Danielle came off camera once. I didn't know if that meant she had a question.
Michelle, go ahead,
Dr.
Danielle. Excuse me. I just wanted to follow up with Michelle's question. That is, it sounds if you're coming from a fear-based place, and that is worth looking at. And you did it once. You have kids. You did something right? You did it. So I think it's just time to sort of hit the reset button and find yourself again. And that's super easy to do. And if, hence what we're going to talk about in my session. But I'm looking right at you.
Mm-hmm.
You seem fantastic and adorable. And
Phenomenal smile.
I totally am. Yeah.
Yes.
She is.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
thank you.
phenomenal smile.
We have another question from Dr. True. I'm going to go and ask you to unmute.
Everybody get ready.
I want to create like voluptuous, passionate, like mind-blowing intimacy with my partner. And I'm curious with Kevin, when are you going to have your course to train men to provide that kind of passion for men? Help my partner, but also myself. I would love to take a course of that for myself from Harmony as well, or any course that you guys put out. So yeah, that question is for Kevin.
By the way, Gary and I now are leaning in.
Yes.
Yeah, we're waiting for,
You want a date? I assume you want a date, because she's going to hold me to a date, because she don't play. She's like, oh, if I say next year, she'd be like, what month? What day? What hour? What second?
That wasn't the date I was thinking you were saying. I'm sorry. I was like, wait a second. What day? She's a day on the calendar. I thought you meant date. Okay, gosh.
I'll tell you what. I will commit to 5 men. Okay. And I will commit to a Saturday with those 5 men only. And I will take them through what I call the Kama Sutra Kevin program. So you got me. Write that down and text me afterwards and go, okay, you're committed to me now.
Okay. I want a date, please. And I'm requesting, actually, I'm a demand that it happens this year.
Okay.
Preferably before December.
Okay.
And I request that you send us a date.
Okay.
By
send me a signal.
Okay.
I'll have you a date by. I will have you a date by this Saturday.
Thank you,
right.
Kevin.
You're welcome.
So Dr. True, I'm gonna help you out here. Because if he can get this done before Halloween, because November, December, and January are cold AF. I'm just saying, people aren't leaving the house as much. They're gonna stay in. Lessons need to be learned. That's all. I got you, Dr. True.
Well, weather won't really be a problem because it'll be super hot, so you'll be wanting some cold weather. And I would like to add the caveat that I think it's just as important that the women get together while the men are in training at the same time, so that when your men show up new and different and playful and trying different things and experiences, sometimes women hold them to who they used to be instead of allowing them to become something else or become something new or play along. I know, and with Kevin in the beginning, it was just really hard. Sometimes I'd be like, "This is
sometimes early in the morning."
Yeah, right.
Whoops.
Does he really mean that? Is he serious? Is he really stand up about
Like,
this?
I caught it. I was like, oh, there it is.
But sometimes I just was like, "Is this for real?" And really just creating that space of play. Absolutely. On my part, kept it open and gave him the confidence and appreciation to keep playing and keep coming back with his.
Because to be honest with you, there's an awkwardness about it. When a man really puts it out there, he's like, "Man, is this going to be cheesy or is this going to land?" And he. If you laugh at him, and you probably will, because he's going to come up with some corny shit along the way, like sometimes it makes it a little tough for him to step up plate the next time. My whole thing is put a man into a warrior mindset, so that he is determined, no matter what, to win the love relationship with a masculine, strong mindset, so that no matter what happens, he doesn't lay down and quit. Because this is his queen, and he is there to win her and to impress her. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I've seen you do that before." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Trying to impress you." She goes, "I'm impressed." I'm like, "I'm trying to impress you enough to get laid." She's like, okay, you're gonna break an arm, get off there. So you keep it playful and fun. It's like, okay.
So
yes, lots of fun.
As you're talking about like you doing something for 5 men in Harmony, you're talking about like the women need to receive it. Should you do something for 5 women as well? So like, I don't know, they understand what's going on.
Well, of course. And we would love to. We'll have lots and lots of fun. And really, because of the playfulness and the pursuing and being pursued and the courtship, it's so funny. Yesterday we were talking about, I think Shell was, how our past traumas can just kind of show up, and all that has just fallen away. Because, and I think Trevor was just saying earlier, it's just the best, sexiest thing in the world is this long-term relationship. It's like, gosh, if I can show my ass being a bitch, sorry for the rudeness, but why not put that thong on and trot around in those high heels? He didn't leave when I was being a bitch. So why would he leave if I'm trying to be sexy, trying something out new? And really getting that long-term relationship is the best place to practice and play and be comfortable and fulfill. I've had all these thoughts, over the years, and I'm like, well, baby, would you like to try this? And he's like, I don't even have to get this sentence out. He's like, yes. I'm like, you don't even know what I'm going to ask you. As
long as I don't have to wear the high heels and the G-string, we're good.
Or some limitations. So, but
boundaries.
It is the surrendering to it, and the and I think somebody earlier just not putting about her past and not bringing my past into this present. And I think we all got that from us landmark graduates, what it's all empty and meaningless. And what am I going to bring to this present relationship? And bless his heart, he was so patient. In the beginning, he constantly would say, I'm not them, baby. I'm not them. That's not me. Oh, yeah, got it. And really recognizing and honoring.
She'd be like, but you have a penis. I'm like, yeah, we all have penises.
The only commonality. So yes. So we just, that's been the big, just the juicy parts of it and the fun parts and the vulnerability. And I love Trevor's statement, surrendering. And wow, what a relief that has been. And my stress levels and anxiety, like I was saying earlier, have just been lifted. It's just gone. It no longer exists.
And men just plan on being tested. That's part of it. And be tickled about being tested, because if you've got a good woman who's testing you to make you the best damn man that you can be, well, allow for that, because that allows you to prove to her, hey, I'm trustworthy. Hey, I'm not leaving. Hey, you might have made a mistake, but I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. And that creates that level of confidence on their part that they can be exploratory and have fun and not have to worry about being judged by it. So.
And I think yesterday we were reminded by Andre, 80% of women are the one that are leaving or divorcing nowadays. The men are not leaving or divorcing, but yet we seem to be so fear ridden. And so it's like, they're staying. These men want to stay. Men want to stay. They want to be in relationships. And that's just it's so neat to really finally recognize that.
I have a question, Harmony. Why are they leaving? Why are women leaving? And are they leaving because there's someone else?
So this is just my personal opinion. I don't know the statistics, but I think that one of the things yesterday that came up, I think a question for us, Kevin's my number one priority over my children, my dogs, my animal, my land, my career. So I think that what happens with a lot of relationships is that the women are, their children are number one, their dogs are number one, their careers are number one, et cetera. And then all of a sudden empty nest comes along, or they want to retire. And now all of a sudden you're looking at this stranger that you haven't grown up with, or you haven't been playing with, or you haven't. And you're like 25, 35 years later, you're like, well, who are you? Or why am I even here? Or you're not satisfied and you're not fulfilled. And then, of course, that's why us coaches are here. That's why you guys are here. I mean, without all the coaching that we've gotten over the years, would we be here? I mean, it's just a question we just don't think about. But, it's like, they don't have the communication skills. They haven't been practicing. And so they just, and hormones drop. We don't talk about that enough. The hormone levels go through the, or they don't go through the roof, they fall down to the ground. So they're not interested in sex. The man is still interested in sex. And the man's like, yeah, the kids are gone, let's get it on. The woman's like, I don't even know who you are. What are you talking about? You've been pissing me off for 25 years, right? So it's like where none of these conversations are being had, but here we are having those conversations. And I think that's what makes this summit so great and so special, so we can recognize it.
And I think somewhere along the line, men are always chasing after women, and they reach a certain age and like, whoo, I'm tired. Shit, this chase has gone on forever, and maybe they get comfortable with coming home and doing whatever and not flirting with their queen. What they built the kingdom for. They didn't build a kingdom for themselves. They built a platform and a kingdom for what was important to them. But then they lose focus of that and they go out and buy a new Corvette, and shit, they'd be way better off instead of spending money on the Corvette to take her on a world cruise or do something cool that rekindles those flames and keep that flirting going. So I think awesome. It's not one-sided. It's never one-sided. It's a dance.
Oh, no, women want to be seen and heard and understood. And when they're not, that's when they leave. Like if they don't feel that their partner.
Yeah. And I'll add on to this one through experience, guys, me being a dating coach and stuff. So for me, with my ex, we were together for 17 years. And like, Kevin was saying, is the fact that, guys we start getting a little comfortable because when you have kids, the women's role changes in that fact, because they actually devote most of their time to the kids and everything else except for their husband. And like Harmony was just saying, the fact that, sometimes we are sitting there, hey, I need attention. And then when you don't get it, we just shut down. So for me, my experience was, my wife, she's a power woman, she's, that's a changing of the guard as well. Women are in the workforce now. They're stronger. They're more independent, and they want things that they want, and they'll let you know what they want if you communicate well with them. My ex we communicated really, really well. We're still best friends to this day, we have a great relationship. But at the time, around the end, she had things that she asked me to do. And I, at the point, couldn't do it anymore because I had already almost checked out, let's say, right? Because of the fact that, you're chasing so long, you're wanting so much. And all of a sudden you're like, I give up. I can't anymore, but then when she asked and you're checked out, she let me know. She goes, look, I just don't think I want to be married anymore. And we had a conversation about it, which lasted about a year. We went to therapy, and about a year later, she goes, I think I'm done. And, this has been 7 years now, and I'm with someone new now. But to this day, it's like, it's probably, I understood what she meant. And so women now have a voice. They know what they want, and you still have enough life to live to find that perfect match. So she's with her next match, which has been 6 years. I've been with my next match, which has been for another 6 years as well. But I've learned so much from that by saying, wow, I'm never going to let that happen again. So, as guys, we all need to be, we all need to be attentive. We need to be aware. We need to be present. And like, Kevin was saying, we get through this midlife crisis where they used to say, I don't really believe that much anymore. I just feel like guys we've always had that hunter mentality where, we need to bring home the bacon. We got to do this. We have to do this. But it's changing now because women do just as much now. And guys need to be able to step up, help out around the home more, communicate better with their wives, and it becomes a better relationship. Hence Kevin and Harmony. You guys had something you said yesterday where, like Harmony, you were a big control freak, and Kevin was like, I'm not having that. And that's the type of person I am, like Kevin, where I'm like, you can talk all you want, but I think this is an ebb and flow right here. We are a team. We are together. We can pick and choose what battles we fight, but at the same time, let's figure out how to make this happen as a team and work together. So I feel like a lot of guys who are still at home when women leave, this is my opinion, I feel like they check out enough to get lost in the shuffle. And women nowadays know what they want. And they're like, you know what? If you're not going to give to me, I'm going to move on and find someone who will.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's why I'm always trying to impress my wife.
I can't imagine ever coming home saying, hey, honey, your hormones are probably low. I think I'd be punched in the throat hard. Sorry, Gary, I interrupted you for that. I apologize. I'm just like, that's my disclaimer. Don't say that out loud. Sorry.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Honey, I'm sorry. Honey, I don't have a headache. My hormones are low.
Your hormones are low. Yeah. Shouldn't like that's the Eddie Murphy joke. Kick them in the ding ding.
And with that, I think we have about 45 seconds remaining. Does anyone have any last questions or anything they want to share?
The best hall monitor ever.
I think Claire had a question.
Okay, let's go. And I'm just going to start closing the room. So they got 2 minutes. And then Claire.
I just wanted to touch on what they were saying and mix it with like the dating, like with the shop local. Like we don't always shop local. Like as women, like as we're changing, we don't see, like we're looking for something from outside of to give us, like out of the home or the relationship to give us that, I guess that satisfaction or make us feel wanted or beautiful. But a lot of times our husbands are the ones that are giving us that, but we are too busy wanting it from somewhere else to accept that they're the ones that are actually giving us the compliments. Because I know a stranger can tell me, oh, you're beautiful. Like your hair looks good. My husband can say that it looks good. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'm going to go fix it or change it. But I just wanted to say to be more aware of what's going on in your home and your husband instead of looking for other ways or other means to think you're beautiful or to spice up your relationship.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Good content.
Yeah, I also think like one of the things that can be a problem is when women are so used to juggling so many balls and, we're moms and we're working and we're this and we're that and we're doing. And then our man can come in and do something for us like, hey, honey, I brought you dinner. And it's so easy for women to be like, well, I already defrosted the meat. Now I'm going to have to throw it away. Right. It's so easy to like miss those opportunities when we're just in that, what I call the masculine energy, the doing, going. And then like you miss like his crushed look on his face as he's like, oh, okay, don't worry, I'll just save this for another, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes as women too, like it's where we can get so caught up in being in control all the time that we can sort of miss some of these opportunities to just allow and receive. And really, if you throw away a handful of hamburger meat, is it really that big of a deal versus, letting your man treat you to something that he obviously was excited about and noticing those things. So I think that it's just really easy to fall into always being in control, always having all the balls in the air and not really giving any space for your partner. As sort of modern women, it's an unfortunate thing, but it's something we have to work at, I think.
Absolutely.
And you just dropped something in the chat, and looks like too, right, Allison?
Yeah, this is I heard you guys talking when I came back in about hormone stuff. So this is a doctor that I work with who has written a book all about the truth behind hormone replacement therapy. So if anyone's interested in HRT, this doctor's goal is literally to get every woman past 45 on hormone replacement therapy because of all the benefits. So it's something to check out. It's a good resource, I'd say, if you're thinking about it.
Nice.
By the way, Allison, I juggled a lot of balls when I was single.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Gary. Uncle Gary was going to come in and say that. Here comes Gary.
Welcome
Thanks,
back,
Dad.
everybody. That's a word from
Thanks,
our
Dad.
sponsors.
Your husband is the lucky beneficiary of all that.
You cheated up.
All that practice.
Gary, you can't do
up, girl. I couldn't help myself.
I was going to say, I was telling everyone I really enjoy these podcasts and I enjoy the Zoom call. And I was going to say I'm having a ball, but I'm not going to say that anymore.
No.